Hey, my name is Chris Shoup, and I'm doing a video for Arcido to tell you all about how I live my digital nomad life so that maybe you can get some inspiration and do the same. Now, I am from Tampa, Florida, and I am currently residing in Medellin, Colombia. I've been here for about 2 weeks. I'll probably be here for a few more months. Not exactly sure because I don't really plan ahead that much these days, but I like it here, so I'm not in a super big rush to leave. Anyway, so let me tell you my story about how I became a digital nomad. My last job was working for a corporate office for a bank. I was a data analyst, kind of an IT job, and I just got so fed up with the corporate life that I saved up some money and I quit. I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do. I had some ideas, but I just knew I didn't want to be doing the 9-to-5 desk job thing anymore, so I quit and I decided to embark. I made myself free. I was determined that I was going to do it one way or another. So anyway, after I quit, I had a little bit of money saved up, so I wasn't going to be starving. So the first thing I did was I was doing data analysis, IT kind of work while I had a job. So I decided I'd just do the same kind of thing as a freelancer. So I started a company that was building Excel and Access macros and databases for companies. And I did that for a while, 6 months, something like that. And then I got a call from a recruiter that offered me a full-time remote job. And I thought, that would be nice because I still have the freedom, but I have the I have the reliable income of having a job. So I took that job. I did that for a while. It was nice. I got to travel wherever I wanted. Wasn't exactly what I wanted to be doing. But anyway, so I did that for a while, and then recently I stopped doing that, and I decided to make a complete change. I'm not doing IT work at all anymore. Now I am doing digital marketing stuff, and I'm doing a few different roads there, but the main thing that I'm focusing on right now is that I am trying to teach other people how to live the digital nomad lifestyle, because I would travel with just work on a computer. I travel all over the place and I post pictures to social media, and all my friends would tell me how jealous they were of my lifestyle, and so I thought, well, why not just teach other people how to do what I was doing? So that's what I'm doing right now. Let's see, before that, like I said, I was doing IT work, worked for a bank, I would work for a healthcare company, worked for a market research company, a whole bunch of stuff. Nothing that I cared about, nothing that was meaningful to me at all. The work was somewhat interesting because it was challenging, but I didn't really feel like I was doing something worthwhile. The hardest challenge I faced when I started was, I suppose, probably the uncertainty. I was just kind of cutting the cord. I was letting myself free. I didn't have any definite plans. I didn't know if what I was going to do, what I was going to do was going to work. But I made myself do it anyway. I kind of, one of my strategies in life in general when I'm faced with uncertainty that's served me well is that I imagine the worst case situation or the worst case scenario, and most of the time the worst case scenario is just not that bad. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna die, I'm not gonna starve. Like, worst case scenario, I have to go get an office job again like I did before. So not the worst thing in the world. If by not trying, the worst thing that could happen is that I'm in the same situation. Like, it can't really get any worse. I mean, I suppose I could have a hard time finding a job and I'd have to live with my parents for a while or something, but to me, when you figure out what's the worst case situation, you realize that the risks are not big enough to counteract the risks that you take when you don't take action, and that risk is the risk of missing out on life. So that was the biggest challenge for me, and it's still, to this day, I live with constant uncertainty, but I've managed to deal with it. Nowadays, I face that same challenge, and I also face new ones, because when I was doing the full-time remote job, I had a steady income. Now I am completely entrepreneur, and so what I kill is what I eat. And so that's another source of uncertainty and something that I have to deal with. The main thing, the biggest thing that helps me push through that, I told you my strategy about the worst case scenario, but the biggest thing is that I believe in God, and I believe that I am on the path that God has set for me. Like countless studies have shown that people who have faith in God and faith in what they're doing are more productive than people who doubt, people who are skeptics. We are built by nature to be religious, and whether you believe that that's some cruel trick of evolution or that we are built to be religious because for a reason by a intelligent designer that made us that way for a good reason. Either way, the fact that we're built to be religious is clear, and it's been proven time and again. And for me, it gives me so much faith. When Jesus said that ask and it shall be given to you, seek and ye shall find, knock and the door shall be open to you. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm finding the path that God wants for me, and it's such a relief. It's huge for relieving the fear and the uncertainty. Now, as for products that have enhanced my lifestyle, there have been a lot. I've researched this stuff for years and years and years, and so it's hard to narrow it down to just a few. But I'll give you a few. Now, I like to read books. I'm a book person, so I'll give you a few books. The first and probably the most obvious one, the one that everybody says, is The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. That was kind of the original for this field, and I do highly recommend it. It wasn't exactly that it has some practical stuff in it, but it really put in me the reality that this digital nomad life is something that exists. So that it kind of changed that belief pattern. So that was huge for me. Another one that's had a big influence on me is 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson, which talks a lot about, just on a very fundamental human level, how to balance order and disorder, how to deal with chaos, and how to kind of balance chaos, like the part of the world that you know and the part of the world that you don't know. I love how he explains it in a Jungian mythological terms, how you need the order and you need the disorder, and you have to find the correct balance between those. And when you're doing the digital nomad thing, there's a lot of disorder and it's hard to deal with. So finding the right balance of order is very helpful in doing that. Another book I found very helpful was called How I Found Freedom in an Unfree World by Harry Brown. This is not a very well-known book, but I read it years ago and I thought it was very helpful. It's all about how you can find your own personal freedom, even if it seems like the whole world is against you. The whole world wants you to sit down and shut up and work your stupid corporate desk job and pay 50% of your income in taxes, right? This is telling you how to avoid that in your own life without going the normal route of trying to change everybody else and trying to change society. It's saying this is how you do it in your own life without having to change everybody else. Now, this book is pretty extreme. He goes as far as saying that if you have kids that you decide that you don't want to live, you don't want to take care of your kids anymore, you should just abandon them, which I find horrifying. But if you can put that aside, the book has some great practical advice. I highly recommend it. Another thing that helped me is a course from ClickFunnels. Now, I love everything that comes from ClickFunnels. They had a course called the One Funnel Away Challenge that they take you through 30 days of coaching for how to build a sales funnel, how to build a product and build a sales funnel for that product. A sales funnel being like how you bring people in, how you get them interested, and then how you upsell them on other products, etc. I found that very helpful, and that's actually how I created my Digital Nomad course. So I highly recommend that. If you're interested in doing that, let me know. I have some awesome bonuses because I have an affiliate link I can sell it through, and if you do it through my affiliate link, I will totally hook you up, so let me know. And then of course my own course, Digital Nomad University, where I've condensed everything. I've read a lot, I've researched a lot, I've learned a lot through trial and error, which was sometimes painful, and so I've condensed everything into a full course called Digital Nomad University, which goes over every part of the digital nomad process. It's all about how to make money, various different ways to make money on the internet, and then how to find the best deals on travel, like how to organize your expenses at home so that you're not wasting a whole bunch of money, how to minimize your expenses on the road so that you can so that you're taking full advantage of the cost efficiency of travel, because a lot of people think travel is expensive, but actually if you can take advantage of the low cost of living in other countries, it's often cheaper to travel than to not travel. So I tell you exactly how to do that. Tell you, how kind of psychological tips about how to keep yourself sane on the road, how to make friends, that sort of thing. Anyway, there's a lot to it. I highly recommend it if you're interested. And then the best thing, bar none, that you could ever do is personal coaching. So, if you can find somebody who will coach you to do this lifestyle, then absolutely do it. I offer personal coaching right now. I'm not sure if I'm going to offer it for very much longer because it does take a lot of my time. But if you're interested, yeah, definitely reach out. For now, I'm still doing it. And then what's next for me is, I'm staying here in Medellin for a while, probably at least the next 2 months. I like to travel to Asia. I see all these amazing pictures from Bali. That's one of the favorite digital nomad destinations. I haven't been there yet, so that's probably something I'll do soon. And then professionally, I'm expanding my business with the digital nomad teaching and whatnot. And I'm starting a new project. I'm partnering with a guy named Myron Golden, who is a big money-making guru who lives in my hometown of Tampa. I met him recently, and he's an awesome guy. And I've been taking his course, Mind Over Money Mastery, which is incredible. I'm not done with it yet, so I didn't include that in my recommended courses, but so far it's amazing. And so I'm gonna help him sell his products, help him sell his money-making systems, and we're also co-authoring a book together. So pretty exciting stuff coming up. Now, if you are interested in following me, which I hope you are, I'll have links in the description. But first of all, I want to recommend, I have a free ebook called Digital Nomad Blueprint, which goes over the basics of all the different steps from going from a normal office job life to becoming a digital nomad. So I highly recommend that. That's socialmarketingguru.net/digital-nomad-blueprint-free. I know that's kind of a mouthful, so we'll put the link below. I also just started a YouTube channel, so I don't have a whole lot up on it right now, but I plan to keep up with it. So if you want to follow my YouTube channel, I highly recommend it. Anyway, that's it. I hope you found some of my story useful. And let me know if you have any comments. Feel free to follow me. Feel free to send me an email. I'm always available. Have a good day.